Hello, my friends. Welcome back. My name is Drake, and this is Touching the Edge, and I'm delighted to see you today. I'm delighted to see you because I'm curious. Every day of my life, I'm intrigued by this experience of living and why we do what we do. And I want to ask you about something and provide my perceptions, because what I have is perception. It's not reality. It's just my perception. Doesn't mean it's right. I could be wrong. But the question I have for you today is, what is this element we call hatred? Why do we hate? What is the point of hatred? I would suggest that all of these different emotions, hatred, anxiety, fear, these are actually strategies. Stress is a strategy. Stress is a way of thinking that we're going to make sure that we get things done. When we stress ourselves out, we feel like we're not going to miss as much. And so we want to understand these elements. These relationships to emotion, these emotions are actually strategies. So when we use anxiety, we're using anxiety as a way of keeping ourselves safe. But you are not your emotions. And you are not this emotion that we call hatred. So what is it that hatred provides? If hatred is a strategy, what is the strategy working to create? I would suggest that one of the major elements of the strategy of hatred is to create unity. By focusing on a common enemy and demonizing that enemy, we create unity in the group that we are coming from. We end up moving together. If we can hate a common group, then we stop finding polarization amongst each other. But hatred is a strategy that is like using a raging fire as a strategy. Using a raging fire to get things done can easily make things get out of control. As John F. Kennedy supposedly said, if you ride a tiger, don't be surprised if you end up inside one. And don't be surprised if you are amongst a leadership or in a group where hatred is being stimulated for some other group. Don't be surprised if that hatred jumps off the rails and suddenly begins to consume the very group that you are looking to create unity with. Hatred is a relationship to demonization. We don't hate what we do not demonize. And I would suggest that we don't hate many of the major elements that we come across. We don't hate hurricanes. We don't hate natural disasters. We don't even hate disease. And yet we will hate specific individuals or groups. So I want to encourage you to realize that hatred is a failed strategy. Hatred is a strategy that has to make you become something that you are not in order to live within its confines. Hatred changes the recipient of it. So you end up being made stronger, being made more capable, being made more willing to take challenges. And yet it destroys the person as it makes them strong. So I want to suggest a stepping away from hatred and a realization that we live in a natural world, and even human beings are part of the natural world. So even when we see a human being doing something that is reprehensible, understanding that they are not the first cause, they are just another element in a long equation. We can find ways to protect ourselves and set limits without hating. We are much more love than we are hatred. So let's reside in that. So today is the second to last day of our 40 days. And for me, I'm learning to live in a way that does not have me embracing hatred. Thank you so much. I so love hanging out with you. I'm going to ring the bell. I'm going to ask you to listen carefully. Here we go. I choose strategies that bring me closer to my authenticity and not separating me from myself. Because when we hate, we end up hating ourselves. I bring my hands to the prayer position and I bow. Namaste. Thank you.